Am I the a-hole for wanting to break up after finding out I was only a dare date from the start? Hey Reddit. This whole thing started a year ago when I met Sarah. She was funny, smart, and way out of my league. I'm not saying I'm unattractive, but Sarah has that kind of magnetic personality that draws people in effortlessly. She's the type of girl who can walk into a room and own it without even trying. So when she showed interest in me, I was honestly shocked. At first, I thought maybe she liked me for my sense of humor. I'm not the most outgoing guy, but I can hold a decent conversation, and I always try to make people laugh. When she asked me out, I was floored. It was casual, nothing too fancy, just coffee at this little shop near campus. We hit it off right away, and soon, we were spending more and more time together. She made me feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Over the months, I fell for her, hard. Everything about her felt perfect, and she made me believe that she felt the same way about me. Then, a few nights ago, my world completely fell apart. We were at a party, just hanging out with friends, when one of her old high school friends showed up. I had never met this girl before, but she seemed nice enough. As the night went on, people started getting drunk and reminiscing about old times. At some point, someone mentioned how Sarah had always been up for crazy dares back in high school. They all started laughing, sharing old stories about the wild things she had done. Then, the friend, the one I had never met before, smirked and said something that made my stomach drop. She looked at Sarah and said, "Speaking of dares, remember when you had to go on a date with a random guy for a whole month?" That was hilarious! I felt the blood drain from my face. I saw Sarah tense up immediately, her eyes widening as she quickly shook her head. "That was so long ago," she said, forcing a laugh. "Why are we even bringing that up?" But it was too late. The damage was done. My mind was racing, and I felt sick. I had to know the truth. So I asked, trying to keep my voice steady, "What do you mean by that?" The friend, clearly oblivious to the weight of her words, shrugged and said, "Oh, back in high school, Sarah got dared to date some random quiet guy for a month as a joke. She ended up keeping it going because it was funny at first, but then, I guess, they actually got along or whatever." Silence. I could hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. I turned to Sarah, hoping, praying, she would deny it, that she would say it was some misunderstanding. But she didn't. She just looked guilty. That was all the confirmation I needed. I left the party without saying another word. She tried to follow me, but I told her I needed space. My mind was in complete chaos. Everything I had thought was real about our relationship suddenly felt fake. Had she only been with me as some kind of joke? Did she ever really like me, or did she just feel stuck and keep it going out of convenience? The next day, she came over to my place, looking like she hadn't slept. She immediately started apologizing, saying that it wasn't like that it had happened so long ago, and that she never meant to hurt me. According to her, the dare was just to go on one date with me, but she genuinely enjoyed our time together and decided to keep seeing me because she liked me. She swore up and down that her feelings for me were real, that everything we had now was real. But I just can't shake the feeling that I was some joke to her, at least in the beginning. I keep replaying everything in my head, wondering if she ever looked at me and laughed behind my back. The idea of being a dare date completely crushes me. I asked her why she never told me, and she said she was ashamed and scared that I would react exactly like this. She said she had fallen for me genuinely, that it had stopped being about the dare almost immediately, but she was afraid that if she told me the truth, I would never believe her. I told her I needed time to think, but honestly, I don't know if I can get past this. Every time I look at her now, all I can think about is how this relationship started as some stupid joke, some game. Maybe she does love me now, maybe she is genuinely sorry, but does that erase the fact that I was some kind of entertainment for her at the start? Some of my friends think I should break up with her because the foundation of our relationship was built on a lie. Others think I should let it go since it happened so long ago and because she seems to truly regret it. But I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'll ever be able to look at her without wondering if she ever secretly pitied me or laughed about me with her friends. So, am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with her over this? Or am I overreacting and throwing away something good just because of how it started?